Hello guys and welcome back to my channel for a brand new video on F1 2017. Today we are on part 4 of our career mode here on Russia, and finally this powertrain upgrade, this engine power ignition system upgrade has finally arrived and it's here on the car. So it's a minor upgrade. It's not really going to have a serious impact on the car performance, but it's gonna help us a little bit, I hope so. But for now, wondering, because of the last 3 episodes we've been terrible and we couldn't even succeed in the practice sessions, the test practice programs. But that's why this time the AI is going to be on Ultimate AI, still on Ultimate, but it's gonna be down to 105 difficulty, not 110, because this thing is just pretty hard for me. I don't know about season 2 or if McLaren gets better, but for the time being 110 is just unplayable in this McLaren Honda. But we're here in Russia. I never really disliked Russia that much. I like it as a track to drive at. It's pretty enjoyable. That's what I can say about this track. But nice bowler there, just get out of my way, I just said there. But starting off my practice session with the track amortization test. We're just gonna get a purple result here. I think it's gonna be a pretty easy purple result. So let's just go and get this. Just go through the boxes, should I call them? I don't know how to call those things, but yeah. We are also completing some objectives. But Ricardo's, yeah, like, just he made me brake a little bit later because I was a bit like, is he gonna brake early? Is he gonna brake late? So we got the green there, but some consecutive purples, and I made us get the purple result straight away from the first lap. So it was a good start to the practice session. And next up we had the tire management test, which tire management test and the fuel management test for me, actually 2 of the hardest tests. Even though especially the tire management test is easier than last year. Last year you had to get both good tire wear and a good lap time. This time you gotta get a good lap time, but you don't need to get points. I mean, only 1 lap is needed to get the green result or the perfect result. It's not like you need, like in F1 2016, you need something like 4 laps or something in order to get like 50 points. You know what I mean, if you remember back in F1 2016. But unfortunately, even though the difficulty is down to 105, we couldn't get, the timings were fine in the first and second lap. But in the third lap, the timing was bad, and also the time management went bad. So it seems like our tires, we can't really manage the wear of our tires. So we've got to look out for that. And next up was the fuel management test, which I cannot understand. How the heck does it work? Like, how can I manage my fuel? How can I manage it? Like, I don't know what is going on with this test. So I mean, I can check some of your suggestions or some of your, what do you have to say, what can you say to me in order to help me with those tests. But yeah, also the second lap went terrible, was terrible, and also the third lap was terrible. And that was how this test ended. Like, yeah, a terrible test once again. And it's another red result. So we cut the corner here, nice corner cut by me. But another red result. And next up was the race strategy test, which personally I believe it's one of the tests that makes you really like so your consistency and your pace, pretty much. Like, as you can see, our first 2 laps were red under the target lap time, so we didn't start off this test very well. But apparently on the 3rd lap we were 2/10 faster, as you can see through this last corner right here. This is our first green lap, and if you actually set 3 good consecutive laps, you can actually get the perfect result, which is the purple result. So second lap also good, we got the green result on this one, and if we would have made it into the last lap, we could have got the purple result, and that's what we did actually. Coming through this corner, as you can see, nice and easy, we are going to get the purple results by 5/10 this time. So I was really optimistic about this. Like, I was really optimistic about the qualifying pace test after watching how good we did this time round in the race strategy test, which was a test that I struggled at previously in previous episodes. So It was time for the qualifying paces, but you can see already by the straight we were 2 tenths slower. So I don't really know that's the where exactly where we're struggling, but we struggled a lot, and we were like 1 second slower or 8 tenths slower. So that wasn't really a good sign of things for the qualifying session. So we got some resource points, some useful resource points, more than ever before, pretty much, because this time we got 2 purples. So I hope next time in Spain, I think it's the next race, it's gonna get better and better. My driving is gonna get better and better. I hope that this is gonna be the case from now on after the AI difficulty has gone down to 105. But now, after the qualifying paces and after all the practice tests are done, it's time for the qualifying session, and my target for this one is to be ahead of the Zaubers once again. It's pretty much my target. I mean, we don't really have a car in order to pass the Q2, so what we're waiting for, let's go into qualifying and hope we're gonna have a good qualifying position. And as you can see now, going on to the qualifying session, it's wet. We've got intermediate conditions. Intermediate conditions, it hasn't been wet in any practice session, so it's our first experience on the wet here in Russia. So and I've also seen that it's gonna be all the way through the session for intermediate conditions, so you don't really know what is gonna happen. This was meant to be my first lap, but then I just ran wide there. Sorry about that. But as Hamilton passes me, he sets the fastest lap. He's into pole position now, and we ran wide through this last corner. We improved our lap by a lot, but we're still 4.3 seconds slower than the pole seater at the moment, and we were on P14, which is a really good result. We were on an improved lap by 5 tenths. We ran a little bit wider, lose 2 tenths, and also through here we also lose some more tenths. And it was meant to be an improved lap by 5 tenths, and we only improved by 1 tenth. Brilliant, isn't it? And just about when I was about to go on a fresh set of filters, you know, just try to improve my lap by a second. I don't even know, like we had an improvement of 5 tenths on the used set, but then we didn't have time to cross the line, and that was our qualifying session pretty much. Yeah, then the one time that we seem to have the pace to go to Q2, we don't have a time to complete the lap. And there you go, Fernando is through to Q2. Brilliant. Fernando is through to Q2. Wales, we're not even going to finish ahead of Marcus Ericsson. Yes. Brilliant. Last position again. This time, I mean, we're close to Pascal. Just 1 tenth, and close him into Marcus Ericsson, who's just 3 tenths slower than him. So, I mean, one more lap. Or even if I improved on my used set, we could have got the P17. I think Q2 was easy for me, but it's time for the race. We're going to be starting from last position. Let's try and get the maximum out of the car. We're ready for the race on the grid of this Russian Grand Prix, and ready to go from last position once again on the grid. It was our best qualifying session, to be honest with you. Just 1 tenth slower than Pascal. I mean, that's fine, I guess. But for now, this is our race strategy, and as you can see right here, we've got rain straight away. I don't know what's the fact with this, but rain straight away. I mean, that's something like 5 minutes in. That means 2 laps, and it's gonna be drizzling. Are you for real? Like, this is insane. We're gonna have a wet race, and if you remember in qualifying, of course you remember, our pace was good. Our pace was good in the wet. So on the dry it wasn't that good, but on the wets we seem to have a little bit of a pace. So I tried to go onto the Inter straight away, but the game didn't allow me for some weird reason. I mean, why, game? Why would you do this? But anyways, we're gonna start this race. Last position is ultra softs, and probably we could even change onto wet conditions straight away from lap 2. So let's warm the tires and let's get ready for the start of this race.
Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap. We're learning the gears, so go through them all if you can.
So we're ready for the start of this race. It's 3 lights, 4 lights, and now 5 lights, and it is lights out, and away we go for the Russian Grand Prix. We get off to a terrible start somehow, and we seem to already we're losing time here on the straight from Wehrlein, Palmer, and also my teammate Fernando Alonso has dropped down to P19. That McLaren Honda engine is just, the Honda engine is just terrible. 3 wide into turn 1. I think that was Palmer and the Williams going 3 wide into turn 1. But we're up into P13 from last position. We've won 7 positions into turn 1. And now there's a bit of a ding-dong battle there between Daniel Kvyat and Nico Hulkenberg. We try and go now up the inside into this corner of Daniel Kvyat. Can we make the move stick? We're side by side for the moment, and we make the move stick up into P12. Next up we go Nico Hulkenberg in P11. I think next is the Haas of Kevin Magnussen in 10th place. Down there we can see Ricciardo into P9 as we make a move on Nico Hulkenberg. Really optimistic move there. We make the move stick, but as you can see, it's already drizzling. It's already drizzling, and I didn't really feel very comfortable on those ultra soft tires. So that's why we're coming into the pits at the end of this first lap. And I don't know how I managed to say that, to bet that there's gonna be wet conditions by the first lap of this race. But we're going on to Inters. I know they said they could be wet tire conditions, but I think that's a bit more away. That's a bit more far into the duration of the race. I think until we see the full wet conditions, it's going to take quite a while. But at the moment, we're currently in P14. But as you can see, there are quite a lot of AI cars who didn't go into the Inters, and there's still one more lap out on those ultra softs. Really, this you can see that the track is wet. Like, how are they supposed to set a lap on those ultra softs? It's impossible. I couldn't even say. My third sector was terrible because the conditions. Look at this. The conditions are fully for intermediates. They clearly are for intermediates. Perez goes up the inside. And there's a safety car. Is that move? Oh, Fernando Alonso is out of the Grand Prix. I think he's lost his front right tire, or front left tire there. I don't know what was that, but apparently the game wants me to overtake Massa for some reason. Okay, thank you, game. I guess you just gave me a free position, but also they gave me Perez position, which was okay. I mean, but you want me to overtake Massa? I'm fine with that. I'm going to overtake Massa. I've got no problem with that. Fernando Alonso is out of this race. What happened to him? Probably a crash. He was one of the AA cars that stayed out on the Ultrasoft, so probably must have lost the back end or something. But there you can see a bunch of cars into the pit stops. Actually, they didn't even get a free pit stop, did they? They did really, because the safety car came out in the third sector, so they didn't gain a lot of time on us. So I think we're currently P4 in a McLaren Honda. Isn't that amazing? I can't believe this. Like, we're the 4th fastest driver at the moment here in this Russian Grand Prix. As you can see, Verstappen does make some moves in order to overtake Hamilton on the restart. He doesn't have the best of restarts, same as Kimi Raikkonen. Not the best of restarts for the Finnish man. And we go up the inside of Kimi Raikkonen. We made contact. That was a bit dirty for me, but I mean, I just made slight contact with Kimi. But I mean, I had to make that move stick because currently, if you see on the HUD, we're in P3. We're in a podium position in a McLaren Honda, and this is absolutely incredible. Since like I never thought I'd be in the podium already from 4th race here in the McLaren Honda on the podium position. It's just insane. So on lap 6, as you can see, currently Kimi Raikkonen, of course, with his Ferrari engine, he's just gonna get us up the inside now, and he's just gonna make the move stick nice and easy. And next up in front of him is Max Verstappen, who I think he really is going to overtake pretty easily. And then he's going to overtake Hamilton, which is going to be pretty hard for him. Really. The Mercedes still have a little bit of a faster car, but for the moment, the time being, we can see that we're closing on Kimi. Could we get him back up the inside? Probably not, because he's just got away there. But we're currently in P4, and as you can see, my gap from Perez is quite big. Like, the gap is not that small, and I mean, he isn't that fast. We're faster than the midfield guys, so at the moment we are the fastest out of the midfield teams, and at the same time Bottas actually got up to us, and there's a virtual safety car. And yeah, what I was talking about is that we are faster than the midfield teams. We're the fastest midfield car at the moment. We had a terrible restart there. Is it going to give a chance to Bottas to overtake us straight away? No, he isn't. But onto the back straight now, Valtteri Bottas up the inside. Can he make the move stick already before the turn? Yes, he can. Can he close me off? I lock up there. Probably a better exit through this corner. We're going to have a better exit. Can we also take advantage of that? Go up the inside of Valtteri Bottas? Probably into this corner. Up the inside we go. Valtteri Bottas. Can we make the move? See, he leaves us the space. Can we go for the switchback move? Oh, nice one there by Valtteri. Just parked it on the apex there, mate. Nice one there by Valtteri. He defended his position very, very nicely. But on to lap 12, Perez has actually caught up to me and we run wide into turn 1. That's our first mistake on the wet conditions. He's not going to give the position to Sergio Perez. He goes around the outside of me. Can he get to the racing line and get this position? No, he cannot. We go side by side with Sergio Perez. We bunk our tires again. We bunk our tires again. It's just an incredible battle between me and Sergio Perez. We run a little bit wide. We're still side by side with Sergio Perez. We try to squeeze him off into this corner now. He is on the inside line. Can we get around the outside on the racing line? But he's got a faster engine, the Mercedes engine. He get us into this corner, but we're going to try and go for the switchback move up the inside of Sergio Perez. Can we have a better exit? Yes, we can. And it's back up to P5. I was telling you that we're the fastest midfield car at the moment, but it seems like Perez has upped his pace quite a bit because he's under pressure from Sebastian Vettel at the moment. But as you can see at the moment, there's quite a lot of cars going into wet tires, but I wasn't really feeling like going into the wets. I mean, I was feeling great onto those inters. I was setting great lap times, and to be honest, like the next lap we got into the pit stop, but on lap 14, this lap, the lap before my pit stop, I was still quite fast. I was only like a 1/10 slower than my best lap, which is 1:51. So not really that far off behind the pace. So it wasn't really. I didn't really need to go into wets, but I mean, everybody was into a wet, so I mean, let's just don't waste our time and just go into a fresh set of wets, because also my inters were about to blow up. Like the temperatures were like on 57% and 60%, so I was like, we have to go on a different set of tires, and the correct tire for that point was the wet tire. So it's a good pit stop, we should say, 2.7. But where are we going to rejoin the circuit? That's going to be a big question, because Perez has been on the previous lap. So onto the pit lane exits, onto the start finish straight now. Can Perez get us? I think here's the car now that is coming. You can see on the minimap. Is he going to get us around the outside? Yes, it is Perez indeed. Into turn 1. He goes around the outside of me. We have the inside line. We cut just a little bit of the corner, but look at that exit there from Sergio Perez. He just get us there, but what is that? What is that? What is that? You saw that? Do you see what he's done? He just went on the outside and just left me a huge space to go up the inside again. He just left me through again. Oh, thank you, I guess, Sergio. You just oh god, we're on way. So not talk that much, because Sergio Perez once again is up the inside. Is he gonna get the position back? Getting revenge after his mistake there onto the curved corner there, but we try and go for the same switchback move, same old switchback move around the outside this time. Oh my goodness me, we lost the traction there, so not talk that much. I should just concentrate on my driver. Oh my god, I should just concentrate on my driver. We're back up to P5. It's lap 70 now. It's clearly full wet conditions, but Perez is really close to us. There's a safety car deployed there. I hope it's for the cars ahead, because then we could really get in a position. And imagine if we get the podium. Just imagine the scenes. Podium from the 4th race. It's just gonna be insane. It's just gonna be insane. But yeah, we're just gonna put it onto lean as you saw. Wait for the safety car, and on lap 20, 3 laps, it took the safety car to go around the circuit, and now it's time to get back into the pits. And we're ready for the start of this race. Raikkonen is trying really hard, making some movements there to get Lewis Hamilton. He once again, the second position guy, doesn't get a great restart, but now around the outside onto the green flags, illegal overtake. We hand the position back to Bottas. Can we go around the outside of him? No, we can't. And that was the, oh my god, that was the worst restart I've ever done in my life. Literally, we went around the outside, we ran wide. Terrible. We didn't even make a move on Bottas. I thought about making a move on both Bottas and Verstappen, but we couldn't make a move on none of them. So we're still in P5, and I'm just gonna try and stay ahead of Perez for the time being. But yeah, let's see if Perez has got anything to give. Is he gonna overtake us? I'm not really sure about that. Don't really think he's got. He's not faster than me. The way that he cuts up to me is through the straights. If we once get out of this slipstreaming, then I mean we can be faster. I think we're faster on the exits. We're faster to the corners. It's just how it goes. But then the team radio told me that Bottas has a drive-through penalty, and he goes into the pit stops. And Kimi Raikkonen also goes into the pit stops. I wasn't expecting that. I thought Bottas would go into the pit stops and we would be fourth, but Kimi Raikkonen is into the pit stops, and currently we're into P3 with only 5 laps remaining, and now it's 2 laps remaining. And as you can see, my gap from Perry is something like 2 seconds or so, and we've got a podium position in our pockets. We can't lose this. We can't really lose this. On lap 27, as you can see, that was the last chance for Perez to overtake me. He just quietly can't overtake me, and I can't believe I'm gonna say this. Lewis Hamilton was on the race, but I can't believe I'm gonna say this. Verstappen's second, and guess who's third? A guy who couldn't even get a purple in his practice test just put the difficulty down to 105. But I mean, on wet weather conditions, we've actually smashed the field, smashed the midfield field. That didn't sound very well, but we're gonna get a podium from the 4th race of the season here in Russia with the McLaren Honda. It's P3 for the Russian Grand Prix. Get in, guys, get in! Incredible scenes, absolutely insane. P3, I just can't believe it. I can't believe it, guys. What a race that was, what a race.
A great victory here today. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
Rain always has the potential to liven up a race and mix up the order, and they've taken full advantage of that to claim the victory today. It's always a bit of a lottery when the conditions are like this, but they've managed to stay on circuit and have come out on top.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do.
Look at this McLaren driver on the podium, the Greek flag. Absolutely amazing. I never thought. I was disappointed. I was really disappointed. I can't explain you how disappointed I was. But the first 3 races, like, our pace was terrible, the McLaren was terrible, but here we are in Russia. P3 is just a dream for me. It's just an absolute dream. I can't believe this. Literally, I can't believe this. Like, P3, look at this race. From last position up into P3, we gained 17 positions. 17 positions. A podium in the McLaren Honda. I can't believe it. It's just incredible. Incredible pace. Like, the car was also quite nice, to be honest. Like, once again, we're losing time on the straight. I know that, but through the corners, through everything, like, the pace was really good in the wets, and I've got no complaints about this race. Just been insane. My pace was good. Everything worked fine. Like, you saw that the top 10. I mean, we wouldn't have got the podium if Bottas and Kimi would have got the drive-through penalties. I bet even Kimi got a drive-through. The team radio only informed me about Bottas, but probably also Kimi had a drive-through, and that means we've actually got our first podium in a McLaren Honda, and it's just, I'm out of this world at the moment. I'm really happy. I'm really happy about this result. I never thought I'd make it. But next up, we've also got my favorite Grand Prix, my favorite track on the calendar. Well, not my favorite track. I mean, I really like it, but it's the Spanish Grand Prix. A really nice track for driving, not for overtaking, all of this, you know. But in terms of driving, I really like that circuit. And there you go. We've also improved a little bit of our rivalry there. It's better now. And look at this reputation level, which not really interesting for me, because I've announced that I'm gonna stay with McLaren also for next season. So I'm not really gonna move to any bigger teams, Ferrari or something like this. I wanna get McLaren back to the top, rebuild a great team, fight for the championship, and if we lose the championship, by the time I get a championship winning car, the next season I'm gonna leave probably to Ferrari or something. But well, guess who's back? Classic Cars is back. With this time we got a time attack test, a time attack event, or a checkpoint challenge event. It's either the McLaren 1998 driven by Mika Häkkinen, who's won the championship that season, or either the 1991 McLaren, which has been driven which was driven by Ayrton Senna, and he also won the championship. And this time I'm gonna go with the 1991 McLaren, because last time, in terms of the classic cars, we went with a more modern classic car with the Renault 226. So this time we're going in for Ayrton Senna McLaren. Let's get into this. So here we are on the McLaren of Ayrton Senna. Ayrton Senna's McLaren of 1991. The goal is to finish the race in under 3 minutes and 52 seconds. We race against the clock, although there are some opponents who might even slow us down. You never know. The laps, the duration of this race is going to be 3 laps. It's around Spielberg. Oh, what is that camera? Let's get back on board. Thank you very much. But in this first lap, it's of course going to take me some time to get used to the car, because those cars are completely different than the F1 2017 cars. Like, also they're not sequential. You've got to there's an 8-gear transmission thing, so it takes quite a long to you have to brake earlier, because it takes much more longer to get from 5th gear to 2nd gear. But we've got a car ahead already. I think that's the Williams of 1998, and it's going pretty slow for some weird reason. But I've already fallen in love with that engine sound. I'm gonna overtake this guy. Just listen to the engine sound. And yeah, that engine sound is that sounds amazing. Like that V10, I believe it's engine, or V12, I don't remember. I think it's a V10. If I'm wrong, correct me. I'm between V10 or V12. I think it's a V10. But that engine is just awesome, like absolutely amazing. We just completed our first lap. You saw the mistake, the way we ran wide. That could even cost us the goal. You never know. You never know how it can cost you the win, pretty much. But it's time for the final lap. We've got 1 minute and 16 seconds to finish a lap and complete successfully this event. We've got 2 cars up ahead of us. I think it's a Williams, and I see a red color. I think it's a Ferrari. Can we overtake them without having any problem? I'm not so sure. They're going pretty slow and are in a terrible part of the circuit. The Williams is trying to go for a move with the Ferrari. Is he going to make the move stick up the inside? He tried to go, but he isn't. We must overtake the Ferrari up the inside through here, as now it's down to 10 seconds and we've got only 1 more corner remaining. And we're very close to the finish line. It's 3, 2, 1. Can we make it? No, we can't. Oh my god. We can't make it. We didn't make it. That was so close. 1 more second, I would have made it. 1 or 2 seconds. Oh my god, that was so close. Oh my god. That was so close. Did you see how close that was? I was like 100 meters away from the finish line. Either way, that was just really enjoyable. The driving of those classic cars is just amazing. It's an amazing art to the F1 game. Like, this F1 2017 game is really good with those classic cars. I really enjoy driving them, especially those old cars. Like, it's just, even the new cars like that TF 2007, they are really nice cars to drive at. But that's where I'm gonna end this video. Next up, we've got Spain, and the AR difficulty will remain on Ultimate AI on 105. So that's gonna be the difficulty for the rest of the season, I guess. But that's where I'm gonna end this video. Like if you enjoy the video, smash the like button if you enjoy the video. Don't just press the like button, smash it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter, because I tweet quite a lot. And I'll see you next one, guys. Goodbye.